Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly tarot reading with me. My name is Brooke. This reading is for all those born under the sign of Gemini for the week of March 7th to March 14th. Please watch for your sun, your rising, as well as your moon sign in this reading as well. And Gemini, I'm using a different deck this week that I bought. It's the Tarot Illuminati, if you can see that. It's a beautiful deck. I'm also burning protection incense in your reading as well, which I love. And I'm going to I've already pre-shuffled the cards. I'm going to lay out the normal 3 cards for the reading. I'm also going to pull a 4th card this week for the card that's on the bottom of the deck for validation and resolution at the end of the reading as well. Gemini, there will be a solar eclipse coupled with a new moon in Pisces on Tuesday, March 8th, which is supposed to be a powerful combination this week, which can lead to many new beginnings and many endings, especially for those that are watching. So this is supposed to be a very powerful solar eclipse new moon that's happening this week as well, astrologically speaking, which is very fascinating. So let's begin, Gemini, and see what's in store for you for the week. The first card that I've pulled is the Prince of Wands, which is comparable to the Knight of Wands in the Tarot deck. The next card is the Ten of Wands, ending with the Three of Swords. Okay, so in the Tarot Illuminati, the knights that you normally see in the Tarot deck are the Prince. And this card in particular is very much about driven energy this week, especially in the first part of the week for Gemini. There's something that is taking off for Gemini this week. There may be a sense of adventure. You may also be seeking sexual satisfaction as well. There also may be many of you that are thinking about actually physically relocating. This could be travel. There's some form of a sense of breaking out of your shell this week, perhaps, especially when it comes to responsibilities, or especially when it comes to the status quo. Many of you may be wanting to break out and get out there and change things up a little bit this week. And coupled with that, there may also be a sacrifice of some kind, but I'll get to that in a minute. So the Prince of Wands is stating to Gemini that something is afoot for you, especially creatively, especially driven by energy, sense of adventure. This is where you're seeking out something to fulfill you this week. You're wanting something to fulfill you, and you're out and about looking for it, okay? So something's very much afoot, or these feelings may be very much afoot for those that are watching with the Prince of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands in particular, he is one that is burdened by responsibility. He's also shouldering many responsibilities that he's taken on perhaps from other people. This could be why many of those that are watching, that there is a sense of wanting to go on an adventure, or to somehow satiate whatever you're craving, or to satiate some form of desire for yourselves. The Ten of Wands is kind of like the bridge in your reading of, you can either take the short road of satisfying your appetite this week, or to stay on the long-term road of burdens in terms of responsibilities, duties associated with work, family, home. Many of you may be torn with this week as well, of having to do or to go through the same old kind of boring, detailed, everyday kind of ordinary things. And this card in particular, especially in the middle part of the week, is telling me for Gemini that many of you are kind of still climbing up that, figuratively speaking, climbing up that hill towards, this place in particular perhaps that's not looking so very happy and shiny. You're wanting to kind of possibly break out and map out something else, because not all is lost in your lives this week. The sun is setting, but you're still possibly working the grindstone this week from dusk till dawn, and you're wanting to break out this week, have a sense of adventure, go on an adventure, and kind of derail yourselves a little bit from the normal, ordinary, everyday living. Well, who doesn't? So the last card in particular, with the Three of Swords indicated, there could be, towards the latter part of the week, there could be feelings of short-term sadness, short-term heartbreak in terms of something that perhaps may be happening for you this week where there's pain or separation involved. But more on the lines of, I feel for Gemini, of feeling regretful over something or regretful over past actions, or kind of carrying that weight or carrying that feeling this week, because I really do get the sense for Gemini that you're really wanting to break out of this pattern, break out of this shell, and you're looking away from these things and you're wanting to go forward. So these things are kind of in reversal of your reading. You're not wanting to perhaps so much focus on that area. You're wanting to get away from it this week, and you're wanting to progress out of it. Now, the card that's on the bottom of the deck, we see the Princess of Swords. Okay, interesting. So the Princess of Swords has appeared. Now, in the Tarot Illuminati, there are no pages. There are prince and princesses. So the prince is very much comparable to the knights, and the princess would be very much comparable as a knight. If anybody's watched that show, Jane and the Dragon, well, Jane's a knight, so she kind of looks like Jane. So the Princess of Swords is very much comparable to a knight as well. The Princess of Swords for Gemini, especially in the latter part of the week, or the theme or validation of your reading, this could be somebody who is also very much about beginnings of pursuing something, or intellectual pursuits as well, or freedom or rebelliousness. And this person in particular can be very much a free thinker, or bringing in new ideas into your reality this week. So freedom from preconceptions or ideas perhaps that you've never thought about before, have never questioned. So this could be an actual person for many of those that are watching, or feelings that are generated for Gemini this week. So Gemini, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon.